What is up, bros? Josh here. In today's video, we're starting a brand new series. We're going to go over a weekly replay from one of you. We have a channel set up in our Discord. You guys can post your replays of the week, your insane games, and I'll pick one winner a week, and then we'll get 1,000 doubloons. This week's winner is Gariter from the EU server, rocking his DM, and he has a monster of a game. So we'll watch it, break it down, kind of discuss what's going on, and see if anything kind of surprises us, and on top of that, see some badass World of Warships gameplay. So I'll put a link down below to my Discord. You can check that out, post your games there, and then just come hang out, talk about some cool games and everything. So this game we have here from Gariter from the EU server is rocking his DM, and we have a CV game. So a couple interesting things where we're breaking down the team. One, lots of battleships, so I'm expecting to see a lot of farm, and only one destroyer, so kind of interesting there. But CV, so midway, we have to be careful. DMs against those AP bombs, although you always want to see CVs when you're playing DM to get that get those planes and the AA going on that ship, always known as having insane ships. But you really need to watch out for those AP bombs, because they can just basically dev strike you. USN ships don't do very well against those AP bombs, and so just gotta be a little careful. But he set up in a really good spot. This is exactly where I would have set up. Only one destroyer. The destroyer went mid, as you can see, and basically with the DM, he's going to be one of two radars, potentially three if the Neptune's rocking it. Most don't, but some do. So probably him and the Buffalo having two radars, not really needed. But really being one of the more stealthy ships in the DM, he'll be able to hold this down. And with anything, especially if you have the Midway sending his planes out, you never like to see your Midway. First of all, not the worst thing in the world, but the Midway is rocking HE bombs. If they do it right, that's okay, but it looks like he's sending his planes out to the side, which means he's going for the strike, which is never good to see, or hopefully a surprise attack on this one, on this Yamato, which they can open the side. But anything that will give the Des Moines, and both Midways are rocking HE bombs. Interesting. So that's really good for a DM. He doesn't have to really worry about those big AP bombs, but he can worry about just farming the ever-living hell out of this Yamato. DM not really known as being one of my strongest ships. I don't play the DM that much. There's a lot of other ships I enjoy to play, but the DM is extremely strong when it comes to this, and especially getting into a situation like this where you can kind of hold down an entire spot and then just absolutely wreck people. So instantly coming in, the Yamato all by himself, and as you can see right there, just on the kind of the mirrored islands, there is a Mogami and a St. Louis and an Izumo. So really some pretty good targets for a DM here, but he's trying to watch out, and looks like he will get the drop on the Yamato, and that's pretty tough for that Yamato if he does get fired on, because if he forces that repair, it looks like the Midway is keeping those torp bombers off. It looks like he might drop them a little quick, unless he maybe can think he can get a I mean, all right up to 20k too. Dang, that Yamato did not repair that one fire, which is good for the Yamato, but now he's going to get absolutely wrecked by Midway bombs. But he might be able to kill that guy. So looks like both Yamatos getting picked on by Midways. Pretty easy target, low A battleships, and the friendly one a little bit lower than the red one. So looks like they got a little bit better. Maybe that Mogami was just in range, but again, this is exactly what you want to see in a DM situation. A battleship stationary at 13 kilometers, and pretty awesome here. He could actually maybe start working the AP a little bit, but it's with the 203s, the alpha damage is so high, and he can just keep focusing on that. But basically a free farm right here, Massachusetts B. Oh, and there we go. Instantly another fire again, which is great for the damage farm. And he's kind of protected. Got a little lucky there, not taking the Citadel. Pretty protected from kind of the crossfires. Looks like even the Yamato for crossfire kind of got away. Basically just stuck getting spotted by these planes. Once that plane goes away, and if that CV, that Midway can spot again, he's got some planes hopefully coming up, like the fighter. Can really get to a good spot. But 5 minutes in, 44k damage, a sticky fire on that Izumo, and really a DM is not going to move from the spot. Looks like we dropped one ship each. Oh, that's good. Neptune on our side. That's mediocre, but we killed a Hindenburg on that side. So regardless if that's a trade, that's a really bad trade. The Haragumo just lost a gunfight to the Shima. So we're starting to lose some ships. So we lost the Massachusetts B, not the worst thing in the world. We lost the Neptune, and that kind of sucks, but we lost the one destroyer. So we basically lost map exposure, and with how this CV is playing, okay, we got the amount right there, so that's pretty good. But not much we can really do, and we had some good spots here on the side with the planes, and now we've kind of lost it. So good, that DM coming in. I don't know if he doesn't know this guy's here or what, but we can start working that. The AP on the DM will definitely work. DM might be angled enough. Let's see if we can start getting some citadels. Regardless, the 203 alpha damage is going to be plenty, but 3k, the DM is just so good. So good at just pumping damage at close range. It's so dangerous. I played clan battles a lot. Yeah, he wasn't quite getting the salvos that he wanted to, so switching over to HE, not too surprising. And obviously the DM, either one, the repair just went down, or he just used his repair. But there we go, boom. And it doesn't look like he's using Halsey, or it's not showing up in the replay. So just maybe like a standard captain here. And I'm surprised he's not using the little jiggle. I always use a little jiggle. If you tap M really fast when you're going through this and get some good resets as well, it's gonna be good for XP. I always jiggle a little bit. You can tap the M, and it what it does is it brings up the map. I don't know if this is a little tidbit here if you guys never knew. If you tap M, it puts in a motion to go into the map view. And so what you can do is really kind of use that animation to get into a spot where you can peek over islands. And it's a really good tool to use, especially if you're really, really close to an island or trying to shoot something over an island like this DM. If you want to get, because it's kind of hard to see exactly where they're moving, especially the Mogami, or the St. Louis, sorry, to get into a spot where you can kind of just peek over the island. Nice little I guess a life hack when it comes to this game. So if you haven't used it, it definitely does help and gives you a better perspective. But looks like this DM, he's going to get out of this fight without really taking any damage, which is awesome. The Yamato over there took down the Shima, and the Yamato looks like he got a double strike. So double strike on that, took down the Shima as well as a GK. Hopefully the life trade was good over there, because you don't want to trade a high level. But already up to 100k, so we're bordering that decent game. I'm always whenever I play a ship, I always try to get that 6 digits, 100k, and dang, we just lost another ship over there. So good salvos on the broadside. So this team is doing what always seems to happen. I don't understand it. Teams just seem to feed into stationary DMs. I don't know why. It's very easy to see, and that dude's just going to be that wonderful cruise that you want to see, and rolling broadside, also shooting down a couple planes as well. But a Mogami broadside, a St. Louis broadside, this is exactly what you want. But not too much else out there after this, unless it's going to continue. He's got a Yamato there, that Azumo's probably back up to 50k or so, and looks like he has a Kronstadt, another Montana, so not too much farm, as well as Look at all these broadsides. There's a Citadel. There's a Citadel. 4 already. Got a couple plane kills. And he still has a lot of life, which is really good. He's basically farmed out another 100k. And there we go. Boom. Finish off on that. And if I'm him, I'm actually not too afraid to push here. Maybe he's nervous about the Azumo. They have the map control, so it's not too crazy. But if you can see over there, the Yamato versus Azumo, that's probably going to be a win. That's probably going to be a win for the Yamato, so he has to be a little careful. There's a Azumo back up to 64k. But they have the map control. They got the DD kill, which is great. That Shima going wild would have been really, really bad. And it looks like he's going to reposition, get into decap where he can, but probably into a better spot to start farming that. He would love for that midway of theirs to either, one, drop that Azumo. That'd be perfect for him. If he dropped the Azumo, he could start working that Yamato down. Basically, all he needs is just a spot. But he'd also love for that Mogami to be killed, because that Mogami, although the Mogami does, well, I don't know if he was around the 155s or 203s. I wasn't paying close enough attention. He can still wreck a broadside cruiser. And he's just going to go with the AP. I'm surprised. I would have probably just switched to HE on that first salvo. The Zumos, with having the weird superstructure, I guess it doesn't matter in the end. But and there's the Mogami. See, that's exactly what he didn't want. He didn't want that Mogami to get easy shots on him, which it kind of is right now. And really lucky right there. Really lucky. And that Mogami is in just a spot where he could have got some really good salvos. Looks like probably the 150s. He bounced a few of those. yeah, if there's 3 turrets, it's 150s. But taking a little bit extra damage. He took more damage in that little bit of time than he did in probably the first 150k he just farmed out. So yeah, he's people are telling him the CV to go for the Izumo, 100% the best target. The Kronstadt could help shoot down planes. The Yamato would also be a pretty good target. And there's the second kill right there. But definitely, I'm trying to see if he has the range. So got caught in that. It's decent if he wants to go, and it's actually a good thing. He went into the island. A crash here would have been better. Would have been better for that, and then he's gonna get a really good drop on that. Good work on the midway. One thing to do if you are a CV player, I don't know why I'm giving CV tips, but what you saw was that midway, and maybe he was just trying to do as much damage as possible. That little bit of time looks like he may be losing that air fight, and the Hindenburg got that as well. You always want to stack. You don't want to drop them all at the same time, unless you maybe knew that Izumo didn't have a repair. Probably didn't, but you see a lot of CVs just dropping all their bombs at the same time. What you actually want to do is force the repair and then drop on that. I don't know why I'm giving CV clues or CV tips, but that is something. So update on what's going on. He got that kill there. There's the 3rd kill. Already a good game. I consider a good game in this game anything over 100k, and he's lining right up to a really good game, which I would consider 200k. So already nearly 100 or almost 200k, a million tank damage, 3 kills, a few plane kills. The midways kind of avoided him. I don't know how much, and oh, that is not something you want to see a Montana with basically full life. Doesn't seem like he's fully spec'd out for AA with range. He's shooting him out at maybe 7, so he may have the module as well as AFT. Yeah, he's starting to shoot a couple out, but midway versus midway, Kronstadt versus DM, and then Yamato versus Montana. I like this team's makeup more. I haven't really seen too much out of either of these midways. They've been kind of underwhelming. With really having, I would consider these teams to be pretty low AA. Lots of battleships to go after. St. Louis, Mogami. I mean, really the only things with high AA are these cruisers right here. And then vice versa. I mean, Buffalo, that thing got wrecked early. Neptune was wrecked early. Hindenburg did cause some trouble there. And then the DM, but really some pretty low AA ships to not really see some. And this could have been fatal for this DM. Actually, is using his AA for and there's the Confederate there for the dive bombers. That's something that could have been extremely deadly, but he is going to shred these planes down, which is kind of nice. But I tend to not. It looks like he probably saved the Yamato. Yamato's super low. I didn't realize how low he was. I tend to not use. Unless it's AP bombs, that's one different thing, but if it's HE like this is, I tend to not use dive bombers or an AA on dive bombers, because there we go. That's exactly what you're worried about, is you don't have AA consumable for. So a little bit of a misplay in my opinion there. He's still going to shred planes. They have to fly over DM. This is kind of a weird CV match right here because do they just not know what high AA ships are? I mean, he has to attack this guy at some point. But what would have been better for this CV to do is actually attack from the bottom side. It's not like he didn't know that there was a DM here. So what he should have done is came around and attacked from the bottom side. He would have been under that. He's still going to get the kill, so who cares in the end? But he is going to run out of stuff, and this DM is going to be hopefully not obliterated by this Montana. So already, boom, hit the 200k mark, which is exactly what he wants. And this midway going to keep feeding planes. 30 planes so far. So he knows he has a decent amount of A. I mean, it is the DM. But anyways, they have map control. They have 2. They're going to get the 3rd right here, or the 2nd. And it's CV versus CV. So it'll be fun to see what this CV does on his team, because it originally went with oh, and there's the midway. Wow, that midway is super aggressive. So this is where the CM just needs to talk to his CV and just be like, hey, you focus the Montana, I'll force his repair. Let's just stack that. All he needs to do is stack the damage. His AA is going to be coming up the next time. Again, I would not use all this Midway needs to do on his team is keep this Montana spotted. He has this island in between, and these guys just need to communicate with forcing repairs. Honestly, if I'm this DM, I probably curl up into those islands to the left. I probably go left there. That's what I would have done. Because the Montana just shot, he could have pushed up into this area right here and continued to open up with this shooting angle. So he's decided to go a bit more open water. He's going to end up giving it a broadside, or kind of close to a broadside. Depends if he's going to go all the way to A. There's the high caliber. There's the witherer. So all the things you want. And he's in a really good spot here, though. As long as he just doesn't get wrecked by this Monty, this is going to be perfect. So, I mean, he has to. He's got AA up. He's going to start shredding planes. It's going to be really, really, really hard for this Midway to do anything. And the Midway did a good job. This is kind of the first sign of this Midway really do anything. And there's the AA. So that's the 40 planes needed for that. And boom, he has basically a perfect broadside for this guy. Again, I would be a little worried. He is going AP for pure alpha. I would have maybe stuck with HE. But he got really lucky. First salvo, bang, and it looks like, what is his range? 15.8. So he is going with the reload module, not the range module. That's something I see a lot of DMs going. That's what I go with my DM, so you don't really need that 17-kilometer range. The 16 or almost 16 kilometers would be fine. Hitting anything outside of that is great. And there he goes. Boom. Forces the repair. He must have known he was going to get it. And there it is. He hit the 300,000 mark. The wonderful thing, the 300K club. And very few people have actually gotten it. Let me know in the comments below if you have gotten the 300K club. I mean, just look at these broadsides he's had this game. And gotten all the rewards, AA, everything. 41 planes so far. Downside is, though, the Midway did, I would say, kind of bait out the AA. So, and this DM could get obliterated still, but he's kind of working it, man. He must have known he was going to get that. That was super risky, in my opinion. He got that first fire on the salvo, instantly switched over to AP, and got the fire, then forced it. And the next salvo he shot with HE, he got another fire. So, pretty nuts. Pretty crazy game. I only have one 300K damage game. There's the 4th kill. And gets lucky on that, taking no damage, and boom, down he goes. What a game. This is exactly what you want in a DM, is basically just people feeding into you, and he's just getting fed planes, he's getting fed broadsides. So one thing you have to do, and this is where he's basically going, oh shit, for a second, because he doesn't have he must be pretty stacked AA. I don't know what his total captain build is. He needs to kill time for like 11 seconds. Oh wow, he does a front on drop, and he's actually gonna get the hit. This is his first hit here, but oh, and he gets skinny on top of that, and the guy takes forever for the next drop, so he'll actually get one here, but it won't really matter. It won't matter at this point. The DM is going to get there and just keep farming planes. So there we go, a few more. How many more is he gonna get? He got 2. If he can get a couple more, it's just extra XP. But look at that, almost 350k damage. Will he get 350 though? My highest damage was, I think, 332. I did that in the Gross Occur first. Never a game like this. But he's rolling in. CB is going to steal the last one. Will he even get around the corner fast enough? Let's see, will he get it? Torps in, probably locked up. Dive bomber coming in, he's gonna steal all of it. There you go, just smack some more planes down, get that extra XP, and that's exactly what he wants. He's clicking that, he's clicking so crazy. He wants to get that. So what a game. What a game. Ends up getting 349,849 damage. What a game when it comes to the DM. Basically just fed XP this game. Fed XP. Look at that, 515 hits. 60 playing kills, insane. It was he knew he didn't have to worry as much about the planes this game because the Midway was using HE bombs instead of AP bombs. AP bombs, even through AA, can still one-shot DMs. So basically, when he saw that DM having HE bombs, it was a weight off his shoulders because he knew he didn't have to worry about that one-shot mechanic that these CVs have for basically these high A ships. You can one-shot Woosters, one-shot DMs, all that kind of stuff. Got the Kraken right at the end. 18 fires, crazy fire RNG when he needed it. Again, he stacked what? Got 2 fires on the Izumo, and then like instantly got another one. First salvo HE, switched to AP. While switching to AP, the salvo lands on the midway, gets a fire. Midway repairs that. The first salvo after that gets another fire. So pretty nuts on the fire RNG. A little lucky, but I think it wouldn't really matter in the end if he didn't get those. 7 citadels. Those cruisers just fed him citadels when he needed it. 21 base defends. No base captures though. I mean, come on. But anyways, tons of damage. I think played it basically perfectly. Location was awesome. Held down that whole side, and then all you have to do with the DM, which I think a lot of people don't do correctly, is they look for damage and just aren't patient. This is a ship where location is massive and you have to be very patient, because eventually ships are going to need to come to you at some point. Be the AA platform, 60 plane kills, got the achievement, Confederate, High Cal, Witherer, Kraken, and pretty insane. But this is the craziest part, clicking over to, and sorry it's a little fuzzy, but 5,000, that's 5,5,000 over that base XP. That is an absolute monster, and the reason he got that is because of how plane kill XP works. Basically there's no cap to that XP, so if he would have gone against 2 midways and they just kept feeding up planes, it would have gone higher and higher and higher and higher. So I haven't seen a XP like that in so long. I don't even know if I have a 5k XP game in all of my games. So insane XP, insane game from the DM, Gariter, this week's winner of weekly replays. Again, I'll put a link down below to our Discord. Join the Discord. We have a weekly replay channel. You can post your replays there. I'll pick one winner a week. Winner is shown off on the YouTube channel, as well as winning 1,000 doubloons. So Gariter from the EU server, congratulations, man. You killed it in the DM. But anyways, guys, that's it for week 1 of weekly replays. DM action, it's almost 350k damage, almost over 5k base XP. Craziness. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.